Hey guys, this is Broox, and today I'll show you how to use combat stealth or fear takedowns in Assassin's Creed 2. This video is heavily inspired by Kinography's combat stealth guide for AC Brotherhood and Revelations. You can find the link for that in the description. Before I'll dive into AC2's relatively unknown mechanics, I'd like to explain what combat stealth in Assassin's Creed means and how it's used across different games in this series. Use timestamps to skip this introduction if you're only here for AC2. The general goal of combat stealth is to initiate a kill chain from a neutral detection state. Instead of having to actually fight their enemies, trained assassins are able to smoothly transition from stealth assassinations to combat finishers before anyone has time to react properly. They can perform highly lethal multi-takedowns in direct line of sight by using the element of surprise, extreme agility, and fear to their advantage. That's why it's called combat stealth. Technically, it's not stealth anymore since you get detected, but it can't really be considered combat either because there's no fighting involved, just finishers and assassinations. In other words, Basim's assassin focus ability is in my eyes well justified, since most assassins can be played just as lethally. In AC1, combat stealth is performed by using the shock and awe system. Whenever Altair kills a guard with the hidden blade, another guard is always guaranteed to be stunned by fear for a few seconds, during which he can be assassinated. This counts as another hidden blade kill and the cycle repeats, technically endlessly. Shock and awe is the precursor to the kill streaks that Ezio uses in Brotherhood and Revelations. In those games, the combat stealth chain is initiated by exploiting the assassination margin of error after detection, or by performing a ground stab after a tackle. Both options start a kill streak and can be followed by a double kill. Connor can use most of Ezio's combat stealth techniques, and has even more options by being able to start streaks with pistol and arrow shots as well as rope dart pulls. Moving on to AC2, things are a bit different. AC1's shock and awe mechanic doesn't return, and kill streaks as we know them from Brotherhood and onwards haven't been implemented yet. However, there's still a reliable and fairly in-depth system that, if understood and used to its full potential, allows players to end fights before they can even start. AC2 further develops the effect of fear and introduces a refined morale system. Morale is a factor that reflects a guard's bravery in combat. The official guidebook outlines exactly how many morale points each individual archetype has and, more importantly, specifically defines how each action of Ezio's moveset in combat affects said morale. By comparing the two charts, you can see that the death of brutes or seekers is enough to shatter a regular guard's morale. Once a brute is killed, all basic guards and archers will drop their weapons and tremble with fear for a few seconds before they start escaping. During that state of quote-unquote shock and awe, opponents are completely vulnerable to assassinations, which allows you to start what I like to call a fear chain. If you are already in combat and can't assassinate anymore, I recommend the use of the sand throw attack as well as dodge, staggers and perfect parries to quickly eliminate brutes. Check out Execution Producer for more detailed explanations of advanced mechanics. You can also get creative and combine what we just learned with other mechanics such as air tackles to strike from above. Of course, you aren't only fighting brutes and regular guards. So, to be better prepared against archetypes that can't be terrified that easily, it's worth taking another look at the two charts. Apart from eliminating brutes and seekers, the most efficient way of reducing enemy morale is the use of the hidden gun, which makes a lot of sense because who wouldn't be terrified if their friend just got shot by a gun in the 15th century? Hidden gun assassinations decrease morale by 20 points, meaning you can already frighten basic guards. But if you choose your targets wisely and kill a seeker or brute, you can also scare agiles. Another cool trick is the use of the flying knife's ability without fully charging it. Basically, if you hold the attack button only for a very short time, you will throw two lethal knives without exposing yourself for too long. Normally, the death of basic guards, archers and agiles isn't a good way of breaking morale, since that only reduces it by 5 points, but the point blank version of flying knives kills two guards pretty much instantly, and thus lowers morale by 10 points with one swift motion. Keep in mind that enemy morale increases whenever Ezio takes damage or flees from combat. Interestingly enough, counter-killing is the slowest way of reducing morale, so the system is built in a way that pushes you to be more aggressive and less passive if you want to be as efficient as possible. All in all, combat stealth in AC2 is all about breaking enemies' morale as fast as possible, and the best way to achieve that is target prioritization and combining the lethality of Ezio's tools. Compared to AC1's Shock and Awe and the kill streaks introduced in Brotherhood, I probably prefer AC2's version of combat stealth, since it's not an endless chain and depends on the individual bravery or cowardice of guard archetypes. After all, assassins are supposed to be strongest when striking from the shadows. Due to their hyper-real capabilities, they are able to quickly overpower multiple enemies before anyone has time to react, but once the element of surprise is over, open combat should be more challenging for them. I think the balancing in AC2 does a better job at reflecting that than Brotherhood's infinite killstreak system, which almost portrays Ezio as more powerful in combat as opposed to stealth. I hope this guide helped you gain a better understanding of combat in AC2 and can shine more light on a barely known and, in my opinion, very underrated system. As always, thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.